this kind of 3-4 hour period of just doing what I'm doing, focusing on what I'm doing at that moment in time, being away from screens, phones, whatnot, telephone calls, is exactly what I need. When I get back from these rides, I feel kind of rejuvenated. The batteries have been recharged and I absolutely need it. Good morning guys, what's up? Welcome to the video. I am in the Ardennes at the minute. I am about 10 minutes out from the starting point of today's training, a climbing training of about 4 hours where I'm going to be pushing into high zone 2 over zone 3, which is for me at this moment in time 200 watts. So we're going to see how that feels and we're going to keep pushing that fitness up and up and up. So looking forward to getting a good session in. Whew, it is cold. I just plugged the car in here and I'm gonna have to ride myself into some warmth, so it seems. I'm currently parked on a square called Square Philippe Gilbert, named after the cyclist Philippe Gilbert, and there's a hotel just over there which I think he invested in. I'm not entirely sure, but what I do know is that I am about half a kilometer away from the foot of the Côte de la Redoute, which is one of the landmark moments in the Liège-Bastogne-Liège classic, spring classic. So the goal today is to get around about 1,800 to 2,000 meters of climbing in about a 4-hour ride, whatever that is in miles. I'll put that on the screen somewhere here, because I want to get the climbing in early this season. I want to, as you all know, the people that are following this channel, I want to take this seriously, the best shape of my life project. All right, we're all set, we're all changed. We got the bike set up, here we go. This is my trusted Canyon Ultimate that I've ridden last year as well during Fondo season and that I'm hoping is gonna serve me well this season as well. We're gonna set off, look at that, the sun is peeking through. It is cold, but we're gonna get a good training session in, and I'm gonna do this on my own, as I always do and as I really enjoy. I want to talk to you a little bit about that today, some of the reasons why riding on my own makes me stronger, makes me a better person. We have made it to the first climb. I'm trying to settle in at 200 watts now, trying to find a rhythm and trying to get the breathing under control and hopefully have some temperature to warm up as well. En route to Bastogne. Hopefully we'll be back here in April as well to catch the race. Solo riding, how does it make me stronger? Well, let's start with the most obvious one, at least to me, is that it makes you fitter and stronger on the bike. Because one might imagine that in comparison to riding in groups, you're catching all the wind all the time, which I guess is going to make you stronger. Now listen, I've never done a prep that includes a lot of group riding, so I don't really know, but I've done group riding, of course, in Grand Fondos and what have you, and you know, you can't help but having less control over your effort and having less control over your training session, because you know, if you're trying to hold a particular wattage, even if it's zone 2, I guess you could find a group where even when you're sitting in the wheels, that's your zone 2, but then what happens if you're going onto the front and you're actually pulling the group forward? Then I think it becomes a bit more complicated. I think efforts or intervals, there's no way you can actually get a decent session in like that. Now, you're obviously getting training in, of course, but I think it's less optimal or less effective than if you go riding on your own. Alrighty, we're about to crest the first climb of the day. It was a good controlled effort, happy with that. And today I'm going to continue training what I've tried to train this winter as well, which is eating.
more than I have done during rides last year. Lots of food to try and consume. Hopefully my stomach will be able to take it all. We've made it down and we're gonna go straight back up for climb number 2. And I'll take a little minute to talk a little bit about how riding on my own gives me peace and tranquility. Riding in groups typically involves arranging the meetup, arranging the time, the schedule. My life is busy enough with work particularly, which involves a lot of scheduling and you know, kind of flipping my schedule around, my agenda around, accommodating meetings and whatnot, that for me, that's just an additional layer that I don't want to deal with. At this moment, I ride kind of when it fits. I get my training in when it fits. It's a level of flexibility that I love. And if I would want to partake in more group rides, I have to stick to the schedule that the group ride dictates. And for many people, that's fine. For me, the way that my life currently is that tiny little sliver of extra scheduling slash stress that I don't want to deal with, because being able to just ride when I want gives me a level of peace and calmness that I very much enjoy. Makes me better, makes me stronger, and it makes me perform in, you know, areas outside the bike, at work particularly, and with the family. Climb number 2 almost done. Still feeling okay. Warming up a little bit. And I'm riding in oodles of peace and tranquility, which I very much like. Number 3, I'd like to talk to you about meditation. Rumor has it meditation is good for you. Why? I'm not going to get into that here. Go and look it up. For me, riding solo is my form of meditation. 2, 3, 4 hours on my own, out on the bike, just myself and my effort, allows me to escape from basically everyday life, work and whatnot, because my phone is in my back pocket and I'm just riding. And this, what I'm doing now, is actually a bad example because I'm talking to you. I love talking to you, but kind of beats the purpose of meditation. But that to the side. When I'm not creating content, this kind of 3-4 hour period of just doing what I'm doing, focusing on what I'm doing at that moment in time, being away from screens, phones, whatnot, telephone calls, is exactly what I need. When I get back from these rides, I feel kind of rejuvenated. The batteries have been recharged and I absolutely need it. You know, the more stressful work gets, the more our business grows and whatnot, the more of a benefit I get out of these rides as well. And I've really gotten into a habit of being able to just get locked in, get zoned in, and just get it done. And that's exactly what I'm going to do now, because as you can maybe hear, my breathing is getting a touch labored, which is kind of what we're looking for here. I'll check in at the top of the hill. Okay, that's climb number 3 done. Just stopped off for a quick nature break and a gel. I'm gonna make my way down now and then back up, because that's what it's all about today. It is either climbing or going down. Next climb, here we go. And on this one, I'd like to talk to you about me time. So I don't know if this is a guy's thing, but I do like myself a bit of me time. And the older I get, the more I appreciate it, and the more I try and carve that out in my schedule. Again, the business that I run together with my wife is one that is, you know, centers around communication, talking to people, talking to our clients, talking to my staff, talking to our clients. There's an awful lot of talking. And so I really enjoy a bit of time on my own. Not talking to anybody, except again in this case to you, which I enjoy. Just kind of doing my thing. Being on my own, being in solitude, doing what I want to do, when I want to do it. Do you want to stop? I stop. Do I eat my energy bar? I eat it. Do you want to stop just for a picture or whatever? Stop for a coffee? I get to do it. It kind of offsets the other parts of my life where it just feels good to just be selfish every now and again. People who have a family will be able to relate to this. The moment you have kids, you no longer matter, and that's how it should be. I love that role, but just every now and again, for a bit of balance, having some time to myself, unapologetically, it's just good, and I need it. And I specifically carve it out, and that's what this riding gives me. It's just a couple of hours, nothing too excessive, to spend on my own. And I've always been like that, even when I was younger. I used to live on my own and whatnot, and I really enjoyed that. In fact, I also learned a lot by doing that. But the older that I get, the more that I enjoy it. Okay, so this thing is getting a bit steep here. I'm going to switch off the GoPro. I'm going to change into the small ring. And this is going to be the biggest climb of the day. I think this is one of the sides of the Rosier. Again, a climb that features in Liège-Bastogne-Liège. Look at this. That is Solitude. Okay, let's get this done. I'll catch you on the top. That was the Col de Rosier done. Effort remains in full control, so I'm happy about that. I'm starting to feel the legs, which is obviously normal and which is why I'm here as well. So another descent, and then, as always, straight back up. Ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, Côte de la Redoute. $200 doesn't quite cut it on this one, so yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. La Redoute. Whew, always a pleasure. Whew, a good way to finish this ride. We're gonna ride back to the car now, and that'll be that. Check up on the numbers when we get there. That is me back in the car, and me about to make a recovery shake. This is a present I got from my wife. This is a mobile blender, and before I left I put some protein powder and some oats in there, oatmeal. Just gonna put some water in there, a bit of banana. I'm gonna mix this up, and then I'm gonna have that as my first recovery drink, or first bit of recovery after the ride. And then I'm gonna have a sandwich as I make my way back home. I've been really paying attention to my recovery past year, because again, like tomorrow, if the Whoop tells me that I'm okay to ride, I will have a VO2 max training of 3 hours. So I got to pay attention to my recovery so that my body is able to handle that. Right, here we go. That is good. I usually have it with rice milk, but that was a bit difficult to bring in the car this morning. Well, not difficult, I just figured water would be easier. I'm gonna get that down me, and then we'll take a look at some numbers. 99.42 kilometers with 1,921 meters in elevation gain. I'll put the new money figures up on the screen. 4 hours and 8 minutes. Very happy with that. And then some power numbers. Normalized power 190, average watts 180. For this time of the year, late January, and my main target event being in September, that is very good for me. I'm happy with that, and I'm just gonna continue building upon that. 200 watts on the climbs felt okay. Of course, got a bit tired towards the end, but that was to be expected. So all in all, a good day. We're gonna see how we recover, and then see if we can get that VO2 max session in the bank tomorrow, which should be 3 hours, blocks of 1 and 2 minutes. Always fun. I'm gonna eat my sandwich, and then I'm gonna make my way back to the family and enjoy our Saturday evening. So that's the video. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, a thumbs up would be massively appreciated. If you like the stuff that I make here on the channel, then consider subscribing. Always a good idea, even if I say so myself. Be safe, be healthy, enjoy what you're doing, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.